the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Since abatoɔ no etimi ɛbaa no ɛwie yɛ ne de abusuafoɔ so obepie mu ɔman Ghana ha de a ɛne anya asɛm kotoa EC's offices a yɛahyɛ no anya asɛm kotoa some of the state institution a NDC amanyɔkuo no akɔ sɛ hɔ nneɛma no abusuafoɔ ɛnyɛ asɛm kotoa na yɛbɛkae a ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ parliamentaries no ɛnyɛ ne nyinaa ɛna yɛakan awie na some of them a NDC amanyɔkuo no ɛfɔ so EC officers ne sɛ kyenkyena one declare ɛmfa ɛma NDC amanyɔkuo no yɛbɛkae koraa Sam George etimi ekoko gyina EC officer bi so sɛ kyenkyena on declare sɛ NDC amanyɔkuo MP ɛna awie ne no kra nam so na abusuafoɔ EC officers ahodoɔ a ɛwɔ ha nyinaa ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ NDC amanyɔkuo no asɛe no ɛna binom nso wɔ hɔ a NDC amanyɔkuo no ɛforce wɔn ɛma dia MPP awie no wɔn declare ɛdɛma NDC no ɛna majority leader ayɛ press conference no ɔde ato edwa sɛ saa declaration ni nyinaa EC ɛnhwɛ sɛ ɔbɛsan asesa na ɔbɛ revoke ni nyinaa because ɛntimi nkɔnkɔba sɛ wɔaban na aba power nti sɛ parliamentary o PCN ni kura na wɔfɔ so sɛ yɛn declare no as winner ɛntimi ɛnyɛ possible yɛnkɔ tie Alexander Afenyoma Aken
that the NDC, after winning power, will resort to create an atmosphere of lawlessness, threaten parliamentary candidates, threaten party officials, and threaten anybody they see as a threat, so-called. In Ablekumanov, for instance, the parliamentary candidate there is under siege. Yesterday, she had a sleepless night. All manner of persons were at her residence in search of pink sheets. The question is, why is the NDC so interested in destroying evidence? Why are they interested in capturing pink sheets to destroy them and set them ablaze? This woman, Madame Ekuya Afriye, had to run for her life. It took the timely intervention of the police to protect her and to drive these NDC hooligans away. Okankwe Central, my respected colleague, Honorable Patrick Boama, is unable to sleep in his house because they are threatening him, thinking that he has a pink sheet at his residence. His constituency chairman is being looked for. His constituency secretary cannot sleep at home, all because they believe that these individuals have pink sheets. Why should a member of parliament fear for his life, all because he is participating in democracy? I would want to call on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to stop his people, to speak to his party people. This is not democracy. This is not the democracy we've all worked hard for. The hypocrisy is becoming too clear day in, day out. All of us are being threatened. In my own constituency, for instance, they have now come out with a lie, and unfortunately some media personnel are following such lie to the extent that, to the effect that a certain NDC constituency vice chairman cannot be found. It's a lie. They are using that to incite their party foot soldiers to attack MPP members, including my very self. When NDC was in opposition, of course, before the election, they were the ones who were all over fighting for the right of Ghanaians. Even when a due process in court was being served on them, they cried foul. Today, the NDC leadership pretends that what their party foot soldiers are doing are being done on their blind side. But they are indeed encouraging it. We are calling on civil society to call on the NDC leadership, especially His Excellency President-elect John Dramani Mahama to demonstrate his love for this country by stopping this action immediately. These individuals are moved in groups. Such attacks are planned and led by some MPs who are being promised juicy positions in government. And they are all over attacking parliamentary candidates. They are looking for pink sheets because they know that that is the evidence that we will use against them. If you go to Tema Central, for instance, the person who purportedly declared the Tema Central seat for the NDC candidate is not the returning officer for Tema Central. They called somebody to declare the result. When the rightful person who has taken an oath, who has deposed to an oath, sworn an oath to be the returning officer for the election, was not the one. If you consider this action in the light of all that is happening, one is compelled to ask that if NDC had lost the elections, what would happen? Is it the case that the leadership of the party had prepared, rehearsed, and plotted this, that in the event that they lose, this country should be made lawless? And because of that, even in spite of their winning, they are still proceeding to do this? At Obuasi East, our candidate was asked to choose between his seat and his life. He was locked up in his room at gunpoint and was forced to sign the final declaration, so-called declaration form. Why should such a thing happen? Is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama pretending not to be aware of all of these? All these things are happening before the media. The cameras are capturing all of these. And is this a country he wants to rule from 2025 to 2028? It is important that they don't just issue statements, but they demonstrate that they do not indeed support this action by stopping their boys. They buy them fuel, they give them pickups, and they move them to locations. We are aware. They cannot pretend that they don't know about this. Akwetia is a similar spot where they know they've lost, they scatter the place, and that is what they've done. My colleague, the majority chief whip, Honorable Ano Dompre, is also under siege, where they know they have lost but prevented the coalition from happening. Why should it be? Like my respected colleague and General Secretary of the party indicated in his opening statement, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia conceded defeat in less than 24 hours after election. Indeed, within 16 hours after the elections, when our own data showed that the elections were not going in our favor, we did not wait for the Electoral Commission to come out with a declaration. The practice has been that a losing candidate would normally wait for the Electoral Commission to finish, make the announcement, and then he would concede. On this occasion, because we had a perfect system, a reliable data system, and we had scanners across the country, our agents gave us feedback, and in the very night, by midnight, we knew that indeed things were not okay. By 9 a.m., we have put it out there that Dr. Bawumia was going to address the nation. We did this in the interest of democracy. Why would the NDC, in an attempt to get 2/3 or more, going all over to destroy the country, destroy public properties, and even put fear and panic in the minds and hearts of our people who were candidates for the election? We call on the Electoral Commission to take immediate steps to reverse all these illegal declarations. Declarations that were not made out of properly collated results. Intervene National headquarters should intervene. The chairperson of the Electoral Commission should intervene and respond positively to all the petitions brought before them and address these matters. We rest our case for now. General.
The majority leader said, we are equally calling on the National Peace Council, National House of Chiefs, Christian Council of Ghana, Catholic Bishops Conference, our National Chief Imam, organized labor, civil society organizations, the diplomatic communities, to, as a matter of agency and for the sake of our cherished and enviable record as a country that has for over 32 years practiced multi-party democracy, to come out and condemn the lawlessness from the NDC. And we call on the president-elect, Mr. John Dramani Mahama, to call his people to order and also allow the Electoral Commission to do its job. At the end of the day, that is the beauty of democracy. You can't have it all. Is it the case that the NDC is telling us that we are not needed in the next parliament? What kind of country do we want to have? And we are also calling on you, the media. You have been to these centers. You've seen, with your naked eyes, you've seen the truth. Why are you not reporting? You are the forefront of government. You are supposed to let the people know what is happening. You are supposed to condemn the NDC. That this is not the kind of country we want to have. This is not the kind of state we want to have as a country. Are we having a revolution in this country? Why should we happen in this manner? So, as the majority leader indicated, we are waiting to hear from the Electoral Commissioner with his decision on these constituencies. I'll repeat it again. Dome Kwabenya, Ablekuma North, Okaikwe Central, Afano North, Afano Southeast, Obuasi East, Akwetia, Suhum, Fantiakwa North, Nsawa-Dridji, Chiman South, and Aworin. And we are calling on the police that Mr. IGP, the safety of this country is in your hands. Everybody is watching you. Everybody is counting on you. Let your men provide maximum security at all coalition centers so that the officers of the Electoral Commission can do their constitutional duty of making sure we have credible parliamentary candidates elect or members of parliament in our next parliament. So we want to thank you for coming to our office this afternoon.
Kakra manhui kyerɛ Kwame Nkagana basabasa yesi.
Alain.
Oh. Na wadi nkunimpo ena wo sese niema yi. Wadi nkunimpo ena de yedi di nkunim no wo hye no yi. Me ne wo kasa mprempren. Ahafo no north. Nana Adjuma Prempe ono woni kole ni pink shisa e just a wedding kunim and so Electoral Commission intimi mu boy
Alain,
because NDC candidate no ne nkrofo say ya mpene ma no mu bo Obuasi East incumbent MP na o wini o sign wini biom no ya de no sheda mu ma no sign krata say wedding kugo.
why didn't they share them?
The security personnel there and then the NDC representatives. Your life or the position. Kwame. Mene wo ka say Okaikwe Central. Senior Patrick.
Osio Kokot.
I Kwame na I pay ya to aba na police stations there work constituencies ye do. Ye then no bitimi ka say odi enwotwe air declare results. Sometimes it's not Kwame, it has nothing to do with the law. Friends, the question of law, logic. So what did Kunim Ampa? I didn't yet do ya kan nwotwe mienu na aka no adan na se wadi nkunim ampampa wo mayen fanka ho ne enkan kwame woni say abana ye beto no me ka asem bi wo ha me ka say ewo musa na me prefer anana me pese Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wini na me kwakọ ye campaign amana
Yeah.
okay
Yeah.
na kwame me ka to aso say de oba boa ma ne fa wo ma ba bontia beto aba ne kese asre ni nyame kese no on ne bedi nkunim. You remember I said that too? General.
Kwame
Adiba ko me danyame ase wo ho pa ye. Wono mu a eye predictions a Nyankopon ama ni tumi ada di say. Sebi on all sides or both sides. Obia ni wono mu a ne nkom hyabam. Obia ni ho omo ka say Domama na be wini o. Won ka say Dr. Bawumia na be wini o. Obia ni wono mu a ne predictions abam.
As of one.
Me na me catch up Kwame.
Na say bi o mo ka say John Muhammad be din kunim.
They gave figures. I'm telling you that obi ani hono ma ka say Muhammad be wini a o ma figure e ba mu.
Musa Dankwa e bi eni ono nyosofo.
Na Musa Dankwa de no the figures is it they say exact.
Well, say by research you only exact.
I'm not even talking about the research. You know my position on polls. As a researcher, I don't discount them. But my country would say media, the best opinion poll is declared elections results. I haven't changed from that position. If you say the dark side of data, and they say, "Obi wet my country or can be biachro Kwame," and yet they won't trim pardon. But and you know the focus of my conversation.
Me too.
Me ka wo mo edi Nyankopon di kika nsem a. Nyame a kyerese. Sebi. Both sides. Sebi. Enye de me kan ye no ana say enye me na me soma mo. Yenye careful. Now Deuteronomy Kwame. That book omo friend the book of remembrance Hebrew kasamu Zakah. Ibino so kano Mishneh Hatorah and I say Hadi Barim the words Oka sembi ewo Deuteronomy 8 verse 2 Eye niema mienu Kwame remember never forget kai emo remfida o masa niema di wani mu nkan a niema bebre sabi mfumso enya de be repeat na mprempren ya ye kase chamajira December ba ye to ye no mpacho na nye coup d'etat e ya dwintre figures no say they siko wie ye ho analysis message obia this is not the time for vindication or damnation it is time for reflection womo edi nkunim womo ani nkunim womo edi nkugo this is the time for reflection obifu bia a friend of say Dr. Adams Gilchrist Adams and or yes sermon be 1995 drank on the eve of reconstruction and he used Noah ya wa man chichire ya tu abawi ehun susanso no ya hu bi fi say ya ma ya hu kwan say ye be hu posi sangene soldier for ana banoda for electoral commission tabanjera who say EC officials be Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia chere ya dia efu bi maaye e wo ya bakosemu under this fourth republic
to say
Kwame the first time that